Hi, welcome to a new video. I'm pretty much here just to say grab your water. This video doesn't need that big of an intro. I just want to remind you to stay hydrated during this video. Please don't drink too much water. I had a comment recently telling me that drinking too much water is bad for you. So don't go overboard, my friend, just drink enough. But yeah, this video is super fun. It has tons of art making footage in it, an unbelievable amount. If you like that, you're gonna love this video. It was really fun for me to create it because I haven't made a video with that much art making footage in it. So I hope that you like it. I did a little bit of voiceovering. Haven't done that for 3 to 4 years, my friend. So I hope you like it. Please enjoy the video. I will be here and you will be watching the video, so I'll see you there. Enjoy the video. Hello, it's Thursday, July 29th. I just got back from a 10-day trip to Alaska, which was absolutely magical. So beautiful. I'll include some pictures to give you some idea of what I did. I didn't take any videos, but I did take tons of photos. I'll insert them. I also cut all my hair off. That's another update. Yesterday I decided I wanted to cut it off and I made an appointment and cut it off yesterday. So, in my last vlog, I expressed that I was just kind of unsatisfied with how much art I wasn't making, aka I wasn't making anything. All I was doing was like admin side of my job, how my job title technically is artist, but I don't make any art, or I wasn't making any art, and I felt like I couldn't fit it in very well. Upon leaving for my trip, I was thinking that I would come back and do a little art challenge with myself. This next week I want to paint or draw something every day. This isn't something I haven't done before. A couple years ago I did a 365 challenge where I drew or painted something every day for a year. I want to make something every day for a week. It's not important to me if I post it or not. I just want to make something. I actually started yesterday and I didn't film a single bit of it, so we're just gonna do a 6-day challenge on YouTube, but just trust me that I made this stuff yesterday. I'll show you what I made. I started with this little guy. I'm probably gonna do a lot of Alaska stuff because I have tons of reference photos. I did this little gouache painting. I made a reel of me peeling the tape off. This is definitely my favorite part down here, the fireweed. It's fine, totally cool, you know, it's just, I wanted to kind of jump in big. I'm not saying I'm gonna be doing something big and like actual painting every day, but that's how I wanted to start, I guess. Then I did this frog. I didn't finish it. Didn't love the colors I chose. The purple wasn't really vibing with me with the greens, but I do love the pose of this little guy. Very cute. I did these loose little inky trees on my tester page. I think they're cute. This large inky oil pastel landscape. I like it. Very textural with the oil pastels. Very nice. I felt really urgent about starting the project and like really getting into it, so that's why I did so many yesterday. Definitely won't be going that hard every day, but you never know. I think I have 2 goals right now. One is to just get into the flow of making art in my usual day. I just want to be comfortable with it again and like feel like I want to do it and that it fits into my day really easily, and maybe find a way to prioritize it over my other like to-do list type work. Goal number 2 is to try things that I don't usually do. I don't want to be concerned about this fitting into my feed or doing something that I feel like people will expect me to do, or feel like making something that I know that people will like letting go of that mindset is kind of difficult once you've set your own path. And I think I'm going to use my sketchbook today because I missed it yesterday working on all these pieces. I was like, where's my little sketchbook? So I'm going to do something in my sketchbook. I don't know what yet, but let's get started. Day number 2, baby. So I decided that I was gonna use watercolors today. I used to use watercolors almost exclusively. I forgot how painful it is to wait for them to dry. Also, I have mosquito bites all over my body, which is making the waiting even harder. Help! Hello, and welcome to one of my first real voiceovers in a long time. I did voiceovers maybe a couple times when I first started my channel, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. So welcome. I did honestly do one voiceover for my Patreon videos last month, which was my first go. I just got a mic, so this is it. I asked Instagram what they preferred over drawing footage, and majority ruled a voiceover, which I'm all for. Besides the fact that I have to voice over it, I love videos with voiceovers and a little bit of a visual aspect. It's like a double whammy of extra fun. So welcome to one of my first voiceovers in a really long time. If you're not into voiceovers, I will be voicing over a pretty large portion of this video. I will put timestamps in and you can put on your own music or mute me or not watch the video, you know, do whatever you want. I'm not gonna stop you because I won't know the difference. I'll talk to you later in a couple minutes. Bye. I think I'm close to done with this sketchbook spread. Honestly, I know last time we spoke, I was like,
what's up with watercolors? I can't stand to wait for them to dry. What the heck?
But honestly, I started to vibe like so quickly after that. I was like, this is sick. Because the first layer of watercolors is like whatever, but when you start layering, you're like, you know? I really like the person I drew in the corner, painted in the corner. I might come in and add a little bit of watercolor to this once it's dried and I need to take the tape off still, but day number 2, killing it. I'm killing it. Hello, we're back with a voiceover again. I honestly recorded every part of the voiceover of this video already, but for some reason my mic wasn't working. So this is a round 2 for me, if not a couple rounds further than that, because I did re-record some takes before then. So welcome to my, I don't know, 5th, 10th, 15th take. I don't know how long it's been, but hi. My favorite part of this challenge so far is editing this video. Watching back me drawing is such an interesting experience. I don't know if this is relatable, but when I draw, it looks so different when I'm making it than what it looks like when I watch back the footage. I don't know why. It's kind of like a romanticizing thing for me of like, whoa, how did I do that? Does anyone else feel like that? Because in the moment, I'm kind of like, whatever this is, I'm just, you know, painting. I'm just doing my thing. But when I watch it back, sometimes, some things I'm like, how in the world did I achieve that? So it's always really fun for me to watch back drawing footage, and I hope you also enjoy it. Is that super conceited? I don't know. It's just more of like a curiosity thing than like, I think I'm awesome, if that makes sense. I tried to tag all of the supplies I'm using in this video on screen because I always get so many questions about what supplies I'm using. I will try and link them in the description as well. I did not tag the gouache I'm using because I don't really know what kind of gouache I'm using specifically. I put a lot of different kinds of gouache on my palette and I'm not really loyal to any certain brand. But the main 2 I'm using here are Winsor & Newton gouache and Arteza gouache. I think they're both really nice gouaches. Arteza is more on the affordable side and has better color options. but Winsor and Newton I just like better as a company, and they have a little bit more color mixability and what's the word? Like when you put the paint down and it's a little bit watered down, there's a little bit more color variance that I've noticed, which I personally really like. So, you know, that's the kind of gouache I'm using if you were curious. I also have a page on my website where I put all my favorite supplies that I use all the time. So if you ever want to reference that, it will be there. I noticed as I was editing this video that I'm in a huge green phase. This light lime green yellowy color I've been using has been in almost every piece I've done for a while now. And I don't know if it's because it's just what's on my palette. I don't tend to squeeze out more paint onto my palette. I just kind of use what's there, whether it be laziness or what have you. I will just use what's there. And I'm all for it. I love the green. It's such a soothing color, and it has so many different color variants that I love. Like the dark greens, the forest greens, the viridian green, the lime green I've been using. Even like dark yellow is kind of a green tone, and I love that. So I'm all for it. When I was doing commissions a long time ago, everything I made was green, and I think I got a little meh about it because I used it so much on everything that when I decided to leave commissions behind and start doing some personal work, I didn't include green for a long time. If you've been following me for a long time, you might remember my pink and blue phase, which didn't include a single droplet of orange. Also, after that I did like a rainbow phase with a bright pink, yellow, and blue, no green to be found. But my absolute favorite part of this spread, which I really enjoyed making, was letting the gouache bleed into each other. After I did the rainbow chains, I was like, let's get it. Traditional media is awesome. I don't do a lot of digital work, but I love this about traditional work. I'm very loyal to traditional, though I also enjoy digital. I just love the organicness and the texture and the unexpected little things that it does. It's not something I've been able to achieve digitally, though maybe one day I could do that or learn how. Really excited for that day if it happens. But I just love letting paint do what it wants and letting mark making be super organic and then kind of cleaning it up like I am here. That was so fun. It was definitely my favorite part of making this spread. And this line work I'm doing on this heron, I actually did on day 5, not day 4, because day 4 I was so tired. Like the kind of tired where you have no control over if your eyes are shutting or not. They're just like shut. And I'm not typically a napper, and I laid down after I was drawing and literally fell asleep immediately. That never happens to me. I'm not a good sleeper. So I don't know what was going on with me, but I was super tired. I followed up finishing the last spread with these birds, which I just wanted to keep simple. I really wanted to just keep it at a minimal color thing. I thought I would be trying out something more simplistic than I'm used to, simplify my colors, and then I wasn't liking it, so I did this bird with heavy textural marks, less line work, more in my usual comfort zone, and I was like, yeah, this is it. And I loved it and kind of applied these same techniques to the other 2 birds, and then I was like, okay, yeah, I like this. So I'm happy with how these turned out. I never did finish the other side of this page, so as of right now it's blank. And I love this creamy Posca pen I got. I got it on a whim and have not regretted it at all. This is one of my favorite colors, so TTYL, man. Welcome back to the video, real me. Hi, it is day 5 for me, but it is Monday, August 2nd, meaning if you calculated that within that millisecond of me speaking, I did miss one day. I didn't draw anything on Saturday. It was my sister's fiance's birthday, and he's a Leo, so it was an all-day affair, like breakfast to when I went to bed, I was gone. So I didn't draw that day, but I did draw every other day. Day 2, we did this together. I did watercolor. I think I've already spoken on this. I can't believe watercolor used to be my favorite medium because I just don't feel the same way anymore, but people change, I guess. This is day 3. Really bright summer colors. I tend to just kind of use whatever is left on my palette, so I kind of go on a similar color palette for a while until the paint runs out. Because I just use a palette that I squirt paint on and then I just re-wet it. But this is gouache. I really wanted to work on doing simplified forms. My goal when I started this was to just leave these as the first shapes. No texture, no extra anything, just a flat color as a shape together. Because I'm not super in touch with simplifying things that far. Sometimes I feel like I really overdo things, so I was like, let's see if I can really underdo things, but turns out I can't. Maybe another day. It's still more simple than I usually would have gone. I also did revisit this reference photo from my first day. I tried to paint this on a loose piece, and I just didn't like the colors that I chose. So we revisited it. I'm happy with how this one turned out over the other one. Textures are nice. I really love this color. I always love this color, this like peachy, bright peachy color. And then his expression just really came through. This is day 4. My favorite part is definitely the rainbow chains. I love how the wet media bled into each other, but they're still kind of separate on the links. Very cute. I had a lot of fun doing this piece and also not, like I kind of hated it while I was making it, but I like the finished product. I was trying to do some more dynamic poses for these birds because I naturally just want to do very sedimentary poses where they're just like sitting or, you know, just sitting. That's what I like to draw because I can see, like, it's not complicated and I can just like draw it without thinking. This guy down here is eating. So that was day 5. I have 2 more days of this week. So I have some thoughts so far on day 5. I didn't realize it would be this long of a time commitment. I feel like when I used to make art, it was really quick and part of my routine, and I don't know what was in my brain that made it feel really quick. I don't know if it was like time flies when you're having fun was applying to me, or I didn't feel as urgent about the tasks I need to do afterwards. But it just feels like 2 to 3 hours I'm making these pages, and I feel like it used to be like 1 to 2 for me. But maybe I'm just going too hard. Maybe I need to like tone it down a little bit to make it more realistic for a daily thing. I was hoping when I started this that I would be like, wow, it's so easy to integrate this into my life. But so far. But yeah, it's not working out like that, so maybe I just need to change the way I'm making art, or I'm trying to supply this like inspiration for you to like be able to draw every day, and I'm like, I can't do it, dude. So I mean, I guess that's real life, right? Real life stuff. And welcome to day 6. As you can see, Hercules over there with his little bottle friend is on my desk because it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Her! Woohoo! Yeah, woo, Hercules. He turned 9 yesterday. I've had him for 9 years. I can't even believe it. It's mostly hard to believe because the way that birds age, you just can't see it. Like when you have a cat or a dog, you can see them age. They get slower, they have their bodies kind of change. Dogs get white-faced, birds, nothing. I can't see any sign of aging on Hercules. His energy is still high. He acts the exact same as when I got him, so it's always hard for me to believe each year that he's aging. It just seems impossible that he's 9 years old. That is crazy. But if you are curious, he is a parrotlet, which is about the size of a parakeet. the birds that are in pet stores typically, with the little stripes on their tails, and not a finch, but a parakeet. He has a huge personality. I always say, Zuko's barking downstairs. I always say that he's evil, and I feel like people don't really believe me. I feel like his appearance tricks people into thinking that he's sweet and soft and little and cute, which he is, besides the sweetness. He's pure evil, super aggressive, super possessive. He lives to be Hercules and no one else. He doesn't even need me. He could care less if I'm there. All he needs me for is to fill his food and to fill his water. So I'm hoping that's the life he wants to lead. But I'm glad to have drawn him again. I haven't drawn him in a long time, and he's so freaking cute. Though he's evil, he's very cute. Hey, it's day 6. August 3rd. Yes, it's the 3rd, it's a Tuesday. Decided to paint Herc, my bird, because it's his birthday today. He's 9 years old today. I can't believe how long I've had him. I've had him since I was 19. What? If you haven't seen him in my videos, he has the most chaotic energy to ever exist. He goes for the kill. He decides every bottle is his mate and he must protect it at all costs from anything and anyone. He also likes me the best and despises everyone else. So he's a real sweetie pie. He's definitely gotten angrier with age. I don't know. He's wild. Absolutely wild. Tomorrow I can film like a reflection and maybe like a tips section. I'll see what I come up with when I write about it a little bit. So TT wild, GG, no re. Day 7. The end of our little challenge together. It was a little over 7 days, but completed as of later when I finished drawing. I'm gonna be drawing in my Nina Cosford sketchbook. Up until now, I've been using my Strathmore mixed media sketchbook, which is my #1 fave, love her. But this one is my new favorite for ink sketching. I'm gonna use a Pentel sign pen in black and probably use my Prismacolor colored pencils again. If you've seen any colored pencils in this video, they're Prismacolor colored pencils. I don't stray, except for maybe 1 or 2 of my collection. And then we can chat about how it's been. That'll be fun. Super fun. Welcome to our very last voiceover together for this video. On our very last drawing day, I'm using my Nina Cosford sketchbook, like I said, and I was so excited to get out a pen and just draw. Don't get me wrong, my absolute favorite way to make art is with gouache and paint, but I have felt so much impatience the last few days. Like, I can't even wait 2 seconds for the paint to dry, and it just felt good to be able to work as fast as I wanted to and use the pen and ink to just continue, not have to refill my glass of water or put more paint on my palette or mix a color. Like, I could just keep going, and that was awesome. So I was excited to have this be my last day so I could feel like I still had some steam to roll on. And I decided that I wanted to draw this cat, and the thing about cats and me is that I feel like I can never stylize them enough to make them look more interesting than just like a cat. Like, I feel like my cat drawings are kind of bland, and maybe to you they don't look bland, but to me as the creator they just look kind of boring, and I can't figure out how to make them more interesting. So I decided to fill in around it with this foliage and not use references for it, just throw together some shapes and previous foliage I've used before and create something interesting around the boring cat. And it was really fun to do. Just like put some shapes together and make a composition, and it's really my typical thing since forever. I'm kind of known for drawing an animal and filling it in with flowers around it, unfortunately. I'm kind of over the look, but here I am back at it again. No one can stop me. But yeah, you just saw me create a color palette, and I love when I do this because I try and limit myself and pick just a few colors that I can like work with and limit myself and be like, these are the only colors you can work with, and then you'll have to just deal and be creative to make them work. But I added like 5 more colors, and I love that for me, that I break my own rules, but I also keep trying to give myself rules. So it's a pretty interesting thing that I do with myself. Almost every time I draw with colored pencils, I try to limit my color palette and see what I can do, and then I don't like the colors I chose, and I'm like, let's add 10 more. Recently, a lot of people have been asking me my favorite color. I'm not sure why the influx of that question. Kept saying that really bright chartreuse, bright yellowy green color, but now I've been saying a pale yellow, kind of like the color I use for my text on my videos, because I feel like that's a really consistent color in all of my art for a really long time. So I feel like I've come to a really true point with my favorite color answer, if you were curious. But all TTYL. Bye. I just finished day 7. We did some black ink sketching with colored pencil to colored in. And that's that. We did this little cat, a beetle, a little sprig, a dice, and a domino. Way within my norm, but I've really been loving doing black ink sketching and coloring it in, and I've been trying not to do it during this challenge because one of my goals was to try new things, so I was happy to do it on my last day. We're done with my 7-day challenge I set up for myself. I completed it, yes. So, reflection on the challenge. Did I reach the 2 goals I set up for myself? 1, my first goal was to make art flow into my daily life. Did I accomplish that? No. It felt really awkward almost every day, and it just didn't feel like it snuck in a seamless way. It definitely felt like a block of time that I was taking out of my normal life and then just putting art on, and then everything else was pushed back. So it didn't feel like I found a nice balance there. And then goal number 2 was to try new things. I think I did that. I did some different color tones than I usually would. I tried to do some techniques that I didn't follow through with, but that's kind of what I wanted to do. Yeah, I mean, I discovered a bunch of like techniques I wouldn't experienced if I didn't do this challenge. So I'm gonna mark that one as a yes. So goal number 2 met. Goal number 1, no. Further reflection on this challenge. I miss making art. I really wanted this challenge to be that special thing that brought art back into my life in an easy way. And I was like, wow, I'm back. I love it. Oh my gosh, I'm an artist. But not really. It kind of brought me to a place where I'm like, can I fit art into my life for real? Where before I was like, I think I can. And now I'm like, can I? Can I really? Things I might do differently, maybe to break up my sketching into smaller sections. The problem is once I start, I can't stop until it's done. So that's a personal thing. Maybe move my sketching time to a different time. Unfortunately, I feel most creative in the morning, and that's the time when I would sit down, I would start drawing, I'd be drawing for an hour or 2, and the whole time I'm thinking about what I needed to do after drawing. I don't think 7 days is enough for it to feel like it's a routine or like it was a nice taste, but it definitely wasn't long enough. After my 365 challenge, I was like, how could I ever go back to never making art? And after 7 days, I'm like, it feels like it's been 2 days. I think if I did it again, I need to either continue off this one or do a longer one, like a month. I also thought of like maybe I should set a timer to delegate my time better. Like I need to be cut off at an hour. But I think the timer would just go off and I would be like, no, I'm going to finish this no matter what my timer says. I mean, I wrote a reflection on this project and most of it's a little negative. Not that like I didn't enjoy doing it, but it feels like a lot of roadblocks came up for me. I mean, a positive note is even when I didn't feel like creating and I had to sit down and do it, I always loved what I made. Like I was always satisfied. Zuko's barking. So that's a positive thing. I'm really happy I did it. It just didn't do what I wanted it to do, I guess. But I do have a couple tips if you decide you want to do a little challenge like this. I have literally 2 tips. My first tip is to figure out your creative time of the day and take advantage of it. Mine is the morning. I took full advantage of it. I pushed all my other stuff aside. I know not everyone can do that. I don't even know if that's a good tip because like not a lot of people can do that. My second tip is to collect all your references before you start making. So I would get on Pinterest and just pin a bunch of things that I was into, and then I could just open all my pins and just look at it and like get a color vibe or a reference photo or a few reference photos and just like work from there so I didn't have to pause while I was creating. That's always nice. So those are my tips. I hope even though it didn't go super well for me that maybe you will try a similar challenge and see if it works for you. I'm feeling like a little guilty that it didn't go well and it's a YouTube video, but like, I'm not gonna lie to you. It felt weird. So if you did like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you liked the video, subscribe to my little channel. We are all good vibes around here. Keep drinking water out there. Happy to have you. Happy to have had you. And a big shout out to my little puppy patrons. Thank you for supporting me after my trip and then coming back and trying to catch up on work. I've been so quiet and just trying to live my little work life. So thank you for sticking around and supporting me and being awesome and so nice and patient. Shout out to those little puppies. Much love. I will TTYL GG no re. Bye. My shoulders are really sore. Woo! Bye. Bye.